Sup guys, I'm an Aussie Metalhead. I'm doing 150 classic albums by the end of the year. This brand new album is definitely on that list. And I'm going to go in with the biggest assumptions and excitement that I've ever done with an album because I found Brand New's Daisy about maybe like 8 months ago, and it's one of my favorite albums of all time. And I knew that this album was considered their best. I know the album cover through and through. I love emo so much. So I've been looking forward to this album for so long, and I have the highest expectations possible considering that Daisy I love so much. And I've listened to their first album and I loved it too. It was more pop punk. So I'm assuming that this album is going to be less so that and more towards Daisy because this one came out near it. So yeah, I have the highest expectations possible, which might ruin my experience, and I'm sorry about that if it does end up doing so because yeah, this it feels like my favorite band, and I've only heard one album, so I have yeah. I could be disappointed so hard by this, but this album is so iconic album cover wise, and people talk about it, like I hear it mentioned on all the music sites so often. So yeah, I'm so curious. I'm very excited. Yeah, let's get into it.
Losing all my friends, was losing them to drinking and to driving. Was losing all my friends, but I got them back. I am all mend. At least now I can say that I'm trying. And I hope you will forget things I still lack. Yeah.
Hmm. This is such an interesting start to the album because it is 30 seconds. It felt like it instantly started. There was no intro whatsoever, despite like it felt like we're halfway through an intro, and that's where it started. Which I don't know, it's interesting.
Is it in you now? So better hear the truth that you've spoken. Twisted up by names to make a track for fools.
This is so pretty.
Is it in you now? To watch the things you gave your life to broken. Stoop and build them up with worn out tools. Yeah!
Ooh. So this is what I loved so much about Daisy. It was a lot more noise rock as well, which I appreciated. It was one of my first fortes into noise rock. But what I love about Brand New so much is the melding of post-hardcore with emo. So that's easily my favorite sort of genres growing up. I listened to a shit ton of metal as well, like but mostly new metal, which is more adjacent to emo and stuff like that. But with emo and post-hardcore, when they're done together, I just love it so much. Even like emo pop stuff, it's like Pierce the Veil, I love. Beartooth, I love so much. So listening to like the more critically acclaimed versions of this genre and the melding of it is so beautiful. I love it so much. If you have any recommendations of emo cross post-hardcore, like Brand New, I would adore the suggestions.
Nothing gets so bad. A whisper from your father couldn't fix it. Your whisper's like a bridge as a river spans. Take all that you have and turn it into something you would miss if somebody threw that brick, shattered all your plans. Yeah! Time to get the seeds into the coconut. left in your black and white field? Do you feel condemned just for being there? I'm not your friend. I'm just a man who knows how to feel. I'm not your friend. I'm not your lover. I'm not your family. Yeah.
I don't remember his name, sadly, but I think the vocalist is probably one of my favorite vocalists. I don't know if he's the best, but just something about his voice is absolutely insane. I think the only band that I might end up liking as much as Brand New, because I just instantly love their shit so much, is maybe Modest Mouse, because I've heard that Modest Mouse is apparently really similar. When I show this to my partner, they're like, "Oh, this kind of sounds like Modest Mouse." So I'm very curious to check their stuff out. They also are on my classic albums list, but yeah, just it's just gonna like I can already tell that with my bias or whatever, it's just gonna be a perfect album to me. I just love it so much. I yeah.
I used to be such a burning example. I used to be so original. I used to care, I was being cared for. Made sure I showed to those that I love. I used to sleep without a single stir, 'cause I was about my father's work. Take me out tonight. The ship of fools will not well sail. My own stone around my neck, be my breath. There's nothing I wouldn't give.
I absolutely love the blend that Brand New has. I think it's the reason I love post-hardcore mixed with emo so much is the depressing aspect of emo music and like the depression within it, all of that I love a lot. But now that I'm in a more like healthy mind state, I used to listen to a shit ton of emo rap, which was just like numbing, and I gravitated towards that a lot, like Lil Peep, Kill Station, that sort of thing, and I just adored them. Now that I'm grown a bit older and I have a more like healthy, stable lifestyle, I very much fuck with the post-hardcore aspect of it, like the punky angstiness of like wanting to break shit because of life being poor. I I love that melding of the two so much, and Brand New does it in such like a way that speaks to me so much, and I don't know if I've heard any of like music like it necessarily. The way he does the vocals, the way that just the instruments sound, that make it brand new. It just feels like it's a long lost band that I just never found until very recently. Yeah, it's just the perfect emotions.
I used to pray that God was listening. I used to make my parents proud.
Mixed with his gorgeous lyricism too.
The glue that kept my friends together. Now they don't talk and we don't go out. I used to know the name of every person I kissed. Now I've made this bed and I can't fall asleep in it. Take me out
I really like Brand New for the uniquenesses they add to this genre. I haven't listened to the full albums of something like American Football or Joyce Manor or something like traditionally emo albums, right? I haven't listened to them fully, but I've listened to the songs passing in the car, and I like them a lot when my partner plays them. I still need to listen to all of it, but with Brand New, it feels like they have this the emo, but they genre meld between these genres that typically should be melded together a lot, like punk, emo, metal, all the like noise rock, all the grunge, all these things have so much in common. Like they're such similar genres, but I feel like there was so much gatekeeping at the time that like, oh no, like that's not real emo. That all this gatekeeping stuff led itself to not experimenting with it. Pop punk was Brand New, did pop punk at the start, right? And one of the aspects that I like about it, which is what I was trying to touch on, but um, is I feel like their genre melding is really good because they aren't that gatekeeping with their genres. They have very beautiful pop punk style vocals and choruses in this album in a traditionally emo album, right? And I think it does super well by doing that because a lot of the melodies within emo music and the feelings that they can concoct are so beautiful, but it just the flourishes of the pop punk aspects to it in the choruses just add a little more tinge to it and tingle, and then when you get to the like post-hardcore like punk aspects to it, it gives it the veracity that I love. It amplifies themselves so well, fusing all of these genres together that should be fused together, but often aren't due to just like cliques, and it's just gorgeous. Mm. Their guitars are so gorgeous as well. I don't know what they do with it, what like influenced them or anything like that, which I like to do is like find the influences between each other, like the musical narrative. I don't know what guitars they're using, but they always sound so fucking pretty. Mm. Mm. Ooh. Mm.
Jesus Christ, that's a pretty face. Kind you'd find on someone that could save if they don't put me away. Well, it'll be a miracle. Do you believe you're missing out? That everything good is happening somewhere else, but with nobody in your bed, the night's hard to get through. And I will die all alone. And when I arrive, I won't know anyone. scared to die. I'm a little bit scared of what comes after. Do I get the gold chariot? Do I float through the ceiling? Do I divide and pull apart? 'Cause my pride is too slight to hold back all my dark. And the ship went down inside of land. And at the gates does Thomas ask to see my hands.
It is stunning how simple the like guitar solo is there, but it still carries as much weight as any other guitar solos that I hear that are like more impressive, you know? It's just they're so fucking amazing.
I know you'll come in the night like a thief, but I've had some time alone to hold my life in. I know you think that I'm someone you can trust, but I'm scared I'll get scared, and I swear I'll try to nail you back. So do you think that we could work out a song? So I know it's you and that it's over, so I won't even try. I know you're coming for the people like me, but we all got wooden nails. It's our turn at hate factory. Yeah, we all got wooden nails. It's our turn at hate factory. Yeah, we all got wooden nails, and we sleep inside of this machine.
I find this track to be the interesting one to get so many streams because I saw it when I was looking at Brand New, right? It is just interesting that like I wonder what about this track in particular stands out to people apart from the other ones because I find all of them perfect. So it's just such a difference in streaming numbers. The like it is, I guess this is more of like an I would say like emo, like strict emo. It's like a slower, smoothier song. Just stunning. It's just stunning. I just know it's gonna be one of my favorite albums. I need to listen to more of their stuff. I don't know. You guys can tell me. I don't know which albums of theirs are more like this and Daisy, because it's those two albums. These two albums definitely my favorite. Your favorite weapon is really nice, but I don't know this the genre fusion that they're doing in this album, and then when they make it more raw and ravenous in Daisy, just hit me completely different. I don't know if the one with the astronaut is similar to this one or more similar to the pop punk, but yeah, I'm going to listen to him anyway, so. The vocals there, I like the layering of the multiple vocals. It's done so often. It's so unique. It just hits me so uniquely. I love it.
fix my head. I don't mind you under my skin. I'll let the bad parts in, the bad parts in. Well, you're my favorite burden when you sing. I really do wish that you wear my ring. No matter what they say, I'm still the king. Now the storm is coming. The storm is...
I think this is my favorite song on the album. It reminds me a lot of Daisy. It feels like a less like gritty version of a track of Daisy. And I just love it. The vocals and then like mixing in with his like like lower register and softer register is just his voice is so stunning and just amazing. I fucking love it. Mm. And I can also understand when I was listening when I was listening to this track, I can understand he had made a statement in an interview at one point where he said that he wanted the band to be remembered more like a Radiohead than like a Good Charlotte, which I can understand. I love pop punk, and I can understand that being like a bit degrading of like great pop punk bands or whatever. But I can kind of understand where he's coming from, considering like I feel like Brand New is more like a Radiohead than them. They're just in this genre fusion. Um, the way that like this album, Daisy, uh, and if I listen to maybe their newest one, Science Fiction, or the Deja or something like the astronaut one, I wouldn't be surprised if when I listen to those because they're in a run, if it reminded me of the quality of something like the Bends into OK Computer into um, Kid A. Now, I don't think they would be as experimental. Granted, in their own way, within their niche of genres and stuff like that, this is very like experimental for the type of sounds that they're doing because they're cross-genreing so hard, which, as I said, was frowned upon. Now, if there's more artists that do stuff like this, I would give them the plaudits. But I wouldn't be surprised if they had like the best album runs compared within their like genre and within their scene. Um, Granted, I still need to listen to Modest Mouse. I know their first like 3 or 4 albums are apparently like unbelievable, so I would still need to listen to them. But Brand New definitely feels like in that territory to me. Mm,
It's your right. Get your petals out and lay them in the aisle.
mm,
Pretend your garden grow. It's your day to wed. We found your man. He's drinking up. He's all American.
mm,
And he'll drive. He's volunteered with grace to end your life. And tidy up.
mm,
It's sad to home. Leave your shell to us. You explode. You firefly. You tiny bone with all
mm,
feather on. The world tilts back and pours and pours and so
mm.
you satellite, you tidal wave, your big surprise, and I one more night to be your mother.
Mm.
This signal can't take it. Well, I love you so much, but do me a favor, baby, don't reply.
Mm.
'Cause I can dish it out, but I can't take it. But won't love you so much,
Mm.
but do me a favor, baby, don't reply. 'Cause I can dish it out, but I can't take it. Do love you so much, but do me a favor, baby, don't reply. 'Cause I can dish it out, but I can't take it. Through love you so much, but do me a favor, baby, don't reply. 'Cause I can dish it out, but I can't take it. For we love you so much, but do me a favor, baby, don't reply. 'Cause I can dish it out, but I can't take it. For we love you so much, but do me a favor, baby, don't reply. 'Cause I can dish it out, but I can't take it. Six, we love you so much, but do me a favor, baby, don't reply. 'Cause I can dish it out, but I can't take it. Seven, love you so much, but do me a favor, baby.
I really love the like ringing in this idea. Mm. It's so interesting that it's building up only in the left ear. Has it been in the right now? It's so impressive. Consider, I've been listening to so many more classic albums lately, right? I've listened to the Pixies, I've listened to all of Nirvana and stuff. And even with that context now that I've listened to a lot of them, and I understand like the noise rock components, and I appreciate them a lot. I gave like Doolittle and Surfer Rosa and Nevermind and In Utero all tens. Um, this still feels like a step above it to me. Just absolute, it's so amazing. Like there are so many brand new songs that I would just have as my like top 100 songs of all time. They're just They would litter that list. Mm.
Hey, 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 Mr. Hangman, you go get your room. Your daughters weren't careful. I fear that I am a slippery slope. Now even if I lay my head down at night, after a day I got perfectly right, she won't know. She won't know. So
Oh, I really love that. Every single track is just fucking flawless. So it feels so hard because I was thinking about I'm like, oh damn, this might be one of my favorites. I'm going back. I'm like, all right. So my favorites would be You Won't Know, Limousine, Degorsa, Jesus Christ, Millstone. So all of them are my favorites. All right, that's fine. But like, I think this one and Limousine are probably the top at the moment. Probably, but it's hard to say. Like, all of them are flawless. Mm,
so they say in heaven there's no husbands and wives.
mm, Interesting. This one, I didn't realize this one might be like an interlude. But yeah, UNO is insane. I had the highest expectations, obviously, going into this I spoke about, and it's kind of just living up to it. It's just, yeah, I'm so happy. I'm just so happy. It's like I'm listening to so many classics, and the albums, like, they're just all so good. Um, but there's just something special about when I found brand new. Uh, like I can listen, like Radiohead's OK Computer, fucking stunning. Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is probably the closest I've gotten to this, maybe. Some Kanye West albums. Kendrick Lamar as well. But that one, it feels like this one feels just more nifty because Kendrick Lamar, Radiohead, Kanye West, all of Pink Floyd or whatever, like all of them are so popular. I guess I don't like I don't think I'm a hipster, but maybe I am. I don't think my taste in music is hipster, but there is something a bit special about like brand new is not as popular. I kind of wish they were more popular, um, so I could have more people to talk to about the music. But like, yeah, I don't know. It feels a bit nifty because I it doesn't feel when I'm listening to these classics, it's felt like I'm just turning into like a Rolling Stones writer or a Pitchfork writer, where it's like my music taste is slowly, because I'm doing classic albums after and after, it's just slowly becoming a top 100s list by Rolling Stones. Um, because they're all just such fantastic records. But I don't know, brand new is on. I don't think this album, if any brand new album would be on the list, it would probably be this one. But I don't think it gets placed that often. I don't even know if it's placed on like Rolling Stones top 500 albums. If it's not, it's a fucking travesty that it's not. But like, yeah, it's so stunning. Oh, this is so pretty. Also, sorry for the Windows sound. That was me looking up Rolling Stones 500, and they don't have this album on it, which is crazy. I'm pretty sure they have Modest Mouse. Um, I haven't listened to Modest Mouse, but I'm assuming if you have Modest Mouse, you probably should have a brand new record. Mm, mm. Ah, I love it. Oh, I even love the screams in the background. I love the. It's such a. It's not even an interlude. I feel like it is just a song by itself, but it's such a. It's just an sort of instrumental, but they're using vocals as an instrument. Like they're screaming in the background, like the cacophony of sounds is so. I love it. The noise. I love the noise. Ooh.
Please don't be technology, so I can turn up your love like some cold machine. Don't feed me scraps from your bed. I won't be the stray coming back just to be fed. But I'll be wide. Come and sail my freight marine. Just pretend that you want me. Be my babe, be my babe. Just be my babe, be my babe. Just be my babe, be my babe. Just be my babe, be my babe. Be my What'll be that note I can hold? What'll be that joke that I told and told till it got old? Don't be that hair around my throat so I can't breathe. Say you're my friend, but why won't you be my family? And if you arrive, just don't tell me. Be my babe, be my babe. Just 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 be my babe. We will see my babe. Just be my babe, just be my babe. Just be my babe, what you want me, babe. Just be my babe, just be my babe. Be my dream. Tell me you know what I mean. Tell me that you are not the sun. You are not the sun. From outside the corners again. Tell me that you are not the sun. You are not the sun. Just pretend that you love me. Be my babe, be my babe. Would you be my babe, be my babe? Would you be my babe, be my babe? Would you be my babe, be my babe? Would you be my
They're 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 just masters. Sorry for I was just trying to pause it. They're just masters of pacing. Every album that I've listened to, their pacing has been ungodly. There's never been a time where it's like, oh, a bit too low of a sound, and then you kind of needing to get a pick me up or something like that. The pacing is always just flawless to the point where you don't even really notice it. And then even in the tracks themselves, the pacing is so flawless. I don't know if I know a band that I've listened to that has better pacing. Um, yeah, especially because this album isn't necessarily a short one. It's not a long one, but it's not a short one. Where like I would say that like Is This It by The Strokes has really good pacing, but it's like a 30 something minute album. The Queen Is Dead probably has actually worse pacing than this, and it's like a 30-minute album. Um, Doolittle, Surferosa have good pacings, but they're short albums. Long albums that probably have really good pacing would be like I guess Good Kid, Mad City probably has better pacing, but it's like not they're not Kendrick's not a band. I would say that Good Kid, Mad City has probably the best pacing that I've listened to. Uh, yeah, just unreal. Ah, they're so good.
else we found. So we fixed you with cement galoshes, but no one can save you now. Unless you have friends among fish, there'll still be no air to breathe. You could drink up the entire ocean, we'll still find someone to be everything we know that you'll never be. So touch me, you don't. Just let me know where you've been. Or we can leave it alone. I'm sure there's someone who knows.
Just every single song is perfect. It just is. Um, I find it crazy because I actually don't know which one album I would necessarily prefer to this one and Daisy. And Daisy is just my little baby. I love it. So that I I had such high expectations, but even I was like, I ho was expecting for my mind to be blown to be like, oh my god, this could even blow that album out of the water because this one's talked about so much. And that was like intellectually thought, but like emotionally, I was just like hoping it would get close. And it's like, no, it's like kind of on the same level to me. Yeah, this one's like less messy, but I kind of like the messiness of Daisy. But this one's less messy. It's a very very clean album. Mm. Oh, I love this. The directional sound and like the little taps. This is such a gorgeous little interlude. I can never love you kind of sounds like I can never love shit. Don't know if that's intentional or from my brain's just broken, but I don't know. Just the sounds. I really love how they're incorporating directional sound on this track. It's like it's some of the best interlude work because Welcome to Bangkok, I think, and this oh like interlude-ish tracks. Um, and they're some of the best I've like most like by themselves songs that I've ever heard. Oh,
How do you carry the torch for my young man? Do you believe in anything? Do you carry it around just to burn things down? Meet me tonight on the turnpike, my darling, 'cause we believe in everything. If we sweat all these debts, then we're sure to drown. So we'll strap ourselves up to this engine now. With a guard who we found, laying them to the back seats. What did you learn tonight?
oh,
Shouting so loud you barely hear this broken thing. Your voice it never sings is what I say. You are freezing.
I actually love this so much. As I was talking about with like the pop punk stuff, where like the genre fusions allow it to make such beautiful music because they don't seem to care too much about the gatekeeping within the genres. I think like it also allows you to sonically create a story so much better. You can have the darkness to like a Untitled Luca, like the droning noise sounds and stuff like that into just a bop, and it creates a whole different waves of emotions that would not be able to be done if someone like Brand New wouldn't weren't like open enough to meld them, you know? I love how seasoned vets they are. Like at this point, with 2006, right? Um, this is like a more post pop punk emo pop sound, and I would say that when I looked at the post punk pop punk, I mean a lot of pop punk, there there's like one or two albums within every year from like the 70s onwards that has that moniker, but then it didn't really pick up until like 2007, 2008, 2009, right? And that would mean that your favorite weapon in 2001 was one of the it was like one of the first maybe like 60 pop punk albums, which is not too early, but what I specifically is like 2000s pop punk in my opinion is emo pop. And that stuff that stuff didn't become like super popular until like mid 2000s, right? And it and your favorite weapon is one of the first emo pop albums. It would have been like the first like 20 or so emo pop albums that is registered on like music database sites. And what's amazing about them being such trendsetters in that way is uh this just by this point in 2006, even before we've got the we're fully into the massive waves of like 2007, 2008, like I don't know, Fall Out Boy just started with like their first album at this point. You had My Chemical Romance was a bit earlier, so like you had like they were already had like two or three albums out. Um, like I don't know if Black Parade was before this or not, but like by the time that they're already at this point, which is in the heyday of pop punk, they're already seasoned vets, and it comes through with the way that they're able to make the pop punk elements shine within their tracks. It's like yeah, as I said, they're just veterans at that point, and it just creates such amazing music in my opinion. Mm,
I'd arrest you if I had handcuffs. I'd arrest you if I had the time.
mm,
I'd throw you down in the backseat as if you'd committed a terrible crime.
mm, mm,
Breaking a town's worth of houses and rob whole families blind, and do it to you like you do it to me. If you knew you would get away fine,
mm,
I'd drown all these crying babies if I knew that their mothers wouldn't cry. I'd hold them down and I'd squeeze real soft and let a piece of myself die.
mm.
It's hard to be the better man when you forget you're trying. It's hard to be the better man. I'd arrest you if I had handcuffs. I'd arrest you if I had the time. I'd wait for you outside the courtroom, taunt you, and all your appeals were declined. I'd drive my car off of a bridge if I knew that you weren't inside. We'd pedal to the floor, could ask for more. Fantastic way to kill some time. You could lay on your back and be beaten. You could put up your fists and fight. You could try anyway. It's hard to be the better man when you forget you're trying. It's hard to be the better man when you're still lying. It's hard to be the better man when you forget you're trying. It's hard to be the better man when you're still lying. You're still lying.
It lived up to all my expectations. It's just such a stunning album. Now I was surprised because I don't know, like Daisy, it's a hard bar to beat. Like Daisy's probably like a top five album for me ever. So it's very hard to beat. Um, but I would say that like it is a tiny bit surprising because I did expect this to like in some way blow it out of the water in a way because the album is rated so highly and no one even, I swear no one's even listened to Daisy. But with this album, um, it's a whole lot more like not maybe not succinct, but like I don't know, it's maybe more focused in a way, or I don't know, with the it has more popular elements to it that like I feel like put it on the railroads to be a much more consistent, wildly appealing album than something that might like Daisy, because I feel like Daisy like kind of does like detours a bit more. It's not like um I don't know, like despite even with saying that this album, because of how many influences that it has and how many genres that it's fusing together, it's not like it's like a narrow railroad. It's like I don't know, like 7 trains long, but it's still on tracks. Where the Daisy album feels like it's making a few detours here and there. And I like it for that, but and that's like the way I would say that this album is probably like better. If I had to say this album is probably better than Daisy, but I don't know which one I prefer. Um, and I don't know. I thought I was leaving some possibility that this could like blow open my entire idea of what music could sound like. Um, and it didn't necessarily do that, but I'm just so glad I got another album on the same level as Daisy. To me, it is just a stunning album. And then also, I've mentioned it a bit, but I haven't focused enough on it. The album cover is probably the best album cover I've seen. It is just I love it. I don't know. Yeah, it's just crazy. Brand new needs to be spoken about way more. I'm going to do it so much. I have a TikTok review page and I get I guess decent views and stuff on it. So I will whenever I'm making lists, I will make sure to include a brand new album because fuck people need to listen to it more. Because Daisy doesn't have a single TikTok video with any of the songs as sounds, and they're on there. Like you can still pick them, but it doesn't have any except my album review. There is like what the heck? It's such an amazing album. Now this one gets more plaudits because it's always at the top of like Rate Your Music and Album of the Year lists, but yeah, they still need more love. Thank you guys for watching. I was so excited, and it was the excitement was fulfilled. I love this album so much. I love Brand New. Probably I don't know. Linkin Park was my favorite band growing up, and then Bring Me the Horizon was my favorite band. Brand New might be my new favorite band. And I'm a loyal motherfucker. The only issue is that Brand New doesn't make any more music, so it's easier to be a fan of Bring Me the Horizon now because I've been like they were my favorite band for the past like 9 years, or not 9 years, maybe like 7, 8 years. Um, so it's easier to do that because they keep releasing music. But yeah, I don't know. I love it. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Peace.